Okay, so in our basic tutorial for states, we ran into a slight problem where our selected state wasn't quite working the way we had expected it to. So in this tutorial we're going to show you a bit more advanced ways of using states so you can correct little things like that. We'll also be showing you how to create a brand new state of your own, and of course you'll have to use advanced things such as triggers to get that to work. And we can use triggers to edit states or have states set to a certain point if something happens. And we'll add our trigger to the front crawl layer, and what we're going to do is when we click on our close button, that button is not going to appear selected anymore. So we add our trigger, change the state of, you'll see it on the list of actions, change the state of our front crawl button to state normal. When the user clicks and is over. Okay, and now if we do our preview, we click on our button and it's selected, we close that layer and it's changed. And we can add a similar trigger to the backstroke button or other elements on the screen, and you can do similar triggers for any other state that you wish to add to any other object. So next up we're going to show you how to delete a state. So once you click edit states, if we decide we don't want that selected state at all, or we'll add an extra one, we'll call it down. And if we decided we don't like that state, we want to get rid of it, simply click on the delete state button and we'll be asked to confirm we want to get rid of this state. We click yes. If, for example, there's some state we wish to duplicate, click on the duplicate state button, you give it a new name, drop correct, and add it there. But we'll delete that because we won't actually be using it in this example. And done editing state. You'll see as well, once you're in states, there's the initial state. At the moment our one is set to normal, but if you set it to hover, then as soon as this slide starts, it'll be stuck on the hover state. And of course once you do something to it, it'll have changed state and the hover effect will be gone. But that's a very useful one to use, especially if you're using interactive pictures of perhaps somebody doing something. So we'll change that to normal. So next I'm going to show you how to create your own state and how to use that state then using triggers. So we're going to go to selecting our front crawl button again and down to edit states and our new state button, and we're going to call this one red. Add it in. And the idea behind this one is that after they've finished reading a layer, it's going to appear very obviously that they have read it. So we're going to select our red state and we're going to change the shape of it to a very different color now. We're going to change it to red to make it real obvious and stand out. And done editing states. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to our front crawl layer, and our trigger that we were using to change the state to normal, we're going to change that one, and if you see underneath you'll see custom red. Now we would have seen the same thing if we were creating a trigger from scratch, because we were just editing an old trigger there. But if we're creating one from scratch, action, change state of front crawl button to state, and you can see again we have our custom states under here above our built-in ones and drag and drop. So we're going to click on red when the user clicks over 1. And now if we do our preview, back to the base, we'll click on our item, and when we click on it, it will go selected as we'd expected, and when we click off, it will go to red. And that's it. That's how we use states.